Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of my single player Surviving Mars series of Space Engineers. I'm going to start out by getting myself an additional build and repair system online because today I'm working towards getting a drilling rig going for iron. This isn't going to cover that entire spot, of course, but I know for a fact there's tons of iron directly under there. I've got this going up 15 blocks tall. I think that's about what I need. And this is 24 by 24 or 23 by 23 in the center, because these are 25 by 25. Anyway, let me get back over here and get this started. I need all the parts for that. I believe it is shift and middle mouse button to put all components into production. And I'll just have the build and repair build the build and repair. That sounds useful to me. I did have a few blocks on me still. But yeah, when I logged in and wanted to start my video right away, there was a dust storm. So I just went ahead and came over here and put in a T section where my manual drill hole is, and brought over some armored conveyors all the way over here and up there, and then blocked this out, all while waiting for the dust storm to pass. In between episodes, I finally got the floor done to where this looks much nicer overall in here. The lights are still working great. Actually, I was able to see over here during the storm because I think it actually has more to do with the lighting system in the game than it does the pressure system. How are you doing? Waiting on a few motors. I have learned a bit more about the build and repair. For instance, I learned that yes, it has a pretty short range around the block itself, and that's why it wasn't building up anything over here. But you can also move the zone where it's building, so I'm hoping I'll be able to move the zone for its building over here. If not, I'll be doing things by hand. At least I have tier 2 tools to make that somewhat easier. Let's go ahead and get these in a group. So, build and repair. Come on. Game system, work with me a little bit here. This is lazy outpost, build and repair. All right. And I actually want them to fly mode. I don't think I had anything set at all on the one. So let's see. I can do show area. Hello. That button's not lined up right. And this is the build area that build and repair currently has. Wow, that slowed down my game a bit, showing that zone. Let's go sit in my cockpit, which I went ahead and fixed this to where I've got more purple on the ship with things that I'm wanting to see, my power and hydrogen, the weather, velocity, and I have nothing that I want for the middle screen, so I just put my faction stuff there. That's fine. Anyway, let's go to the build and repair. They actually should be both set to weld before grind. So let's see. All the way down here, we've got the offsets. I have them built incorrectly. set that back to 0. I need to go and fix that. So let's go to the group. Go ahead and turn off that show area. Yeah, that button just isn't lined up right. It's like over here. And let's go ahead and pull this down. Don't build, because I know you're going to want to build.
Inventory full.
Get this tore down and spun around. So 6, that's the same direction I did have it. So let's just move that. Put these things back in, and you can go back to work. Now I'm going to have to add that back into the group again. And I should change the button to where it deals with both of these. Here, have some help. Okay. Save that in the group. Turn them both off for now. Show area. And get back in my ship and try this again now that I have them going the same direction. Maybe this will actually work for me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move it here. All the way down, horizontal offset. Okay, now I've got them both moving the same direction. That's what I want. Forward offset. That looks like it's encompassing that fully. Let me make sure. Ah, yes. So build and repair will be doing all of its B&R over here. So I can go ahead and let's go sit in my actual control room because I kind of need to see my med station. I took a little bit of damage flying into things earlier. Okay, so this isn't glitching up on me again. That's good. How are my batteries doing? Fully recharged in 2 hours, so I should have plenty of power for this project. Whee up the stairs. In my actual base, I think I'm going to use buttons everywhere. So it's, or not buttons, sensors everywhere for the doors. Let's go back in here and turn off the show area. Well, it's lined up in here. That's weird. All of that should be fine. That's just how big of an area, and it's already set to its biggest. All right, so let's go here. I have just the single build and repair system on this hotbar. Let's remove that. Go to groups. The lazy build and repair. And let's go ahead and turn those on and get some steel going. Let's give it 1,500. That's only 10,500 ingots. I have 100,000 on me, so that should be fine. Now, if I were smart and doing editing and such, I would just go ahead and come through here and let this be a time lapse. But I'm still not doing too much in the editing department. Let's go to production. Gonna need a couple hundred of those. I should only need like 150 motors, but I'm probably wrong on that. See how much of it that gets done. And that should just keep going with the same green that all of this over here has. And it does look very unsupported right now. I am going to carve up some of those edges and turn them into stilts going down. But for the time being, it works. That's all I'm looking for at the moment is functional. On the brighter side of things, once I have this operational, I will be actually looking for a location to build a final actual base. And over there, I'm probably not going to be using rigs like this one. I'm probably just going to be using the voxel teleport system made by KevMet. So I'll be setting up a platform for teleporting in all of my ore and mining it. So yeah, having two of these is much faster than one. Though even on my server bases, on the content engineer server, I'm still just running one on each of my bases. I should go and check that and see how it's actually doing. If I got all the right parts being made. Well, I don't know what you're building around here. Sounds like you're building something around here, though. Or is that just the sound coming from way over here? Okay, so I have interior plates, motors, construction components all being made. So yeah, I made all the right things. I remembered what parts. Did I remember the right amount? Probably not, but I remembered all the right parts. So I'm probably going to go ahead and pause this up, let it get this finished, see if OBS and Space Engineers start cooperating a little bit better together. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Nice of you to not fill up as quickly as you're supposed to air. And why was there no air in here? Oh, there was no air in the door itself. Because the flush doors that I'm using, the offset doors, they do weird things with air. Sometimes. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this up, bring it back in a few minutes when this has got that bit welded up and we can block out some more. All right, so it finished this. Of course, Mars threw another storm at me. But yeah, it's got nice 3-wide platform all the way around. I put some basic stilts underneath it, so at least it's not floating anymore. Hello, orange lightning. So let's say I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this one needs to be going up for a piston. And now here comes the fun part of doing a drilling rig. Needing to actually get all of your stuff set up right. So I'm just going to use one up pulling piston. And I don't have a terminal over there at all yet. So let's just go ahead and come in here, go to piston. I know you're incomplete. Up one. Like I said, I probably am just going to do the one up piston, but it's good to actually have them all labeled as you're going. And let's go ahead and put another curved conveyor tube on top of this, if it will allow me to, and another one going down. All right, so your first piston doesn't need the inertial tensors, shared inertial tensors, but each piston afterward does. And again, I'm going to fly straight back over here and get back into a terminal. This does have the added benefit of keeping my hydrogen topped off. So go back to your piston. We've got this one. That's going to be down one. I could also name these for the fact that they're on a rig, but it should be fine. And you should be able to see why I'm only using one up piston. I'm putting enough of these on there that it should have no issues. Why are, oh, right, it flips things around all the time. Isn't that fun? Let me go ahead and get this piston completed. That'll be down two. But what I was saying is I could do iron rig as part of the name, but that's all that's going to be over here is the iron rig, so it should be fine. Let's go ahead and grab these down pistons and share inertial tensor. I also want to go ahead and set their velocity because this is going to be a AFK minor. Well, I'll do that when I've got all of the downs completed and on there. Which I'm not going to have until I actually finish getting that first piston built and raised. Let's see. Come on, quit doing weird things. There we go. So that'll be down three. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this back up again and get all of those pistons built. Yep. So I'll bring this back when we're at the stage to be able to raise that and get the rest of the pistons in. Okay, so all of the pistons are built now, and I went ahead and put a light out here to help me with this confounded dust storm. But let's go ahead and reverse this piston and let that raise up all the way. And then we can figure out what kind of pistons we can do downward. This thing is going to go quite deep because I think, well, there's gold over here with the iron. I think it's underneath the iron, but I am not 100% sure. This will tell me if it is or not. And in the end, if nothing else, it gives me a nice big hole down here I'll be able to get into with a horizontal mining vessel. But yeah, we got pistons I can place all the way down now. So let's go to 7. And we also now have control panels over here on this side, so I can go straight to the pistons. I can see that down 2 was the last one I did. Wait. Down 2 was the last one that I wrote. Down 3, and then this one is down 4. Again, I still need to do the inertial tensors on all these, but I'm going to get all of them placed first and labeled. So down 5. It looks like I can get one more and still have room for the whole drill system. Maybe even one more. Oh, I can do two more. Okay. So this will be 6, and then we can do a 7th down piston. This is classic over-engineering, by the way. I do not need this many pistons. I do not need as many drills as I'm going to put on it. But it's fun to go big. So let's see here. This is going to be piston 7, or down 7, rather. Okay. And this should have room for me down here to put a conveyor, or honestly, I could make it a bit more fun and put in an advanced rotor and have this rotating. And I think I will do that because I have enough room. And then I'll put a conveyor. And this is the fun part. So there's my basic drills. Get conveyors on the ends and in between all of these. Did that accidentally go where I needed it? It did. Happy little accident. Okay. And then come back through and put more drills. Like I said, I am putting on way more drills than I actually need. And then I could also put drills on the ends here, and I'm going to have this rotating, so that's already a nice big hole, and honestly, that's already more than a person needs. And yet here I am adding more. In the same way as last time, I'll just come through and stick conveyors in between all of this and on the ends. And I'm going to bump this out, I think, one more. Oh, need more interior plates. There's the problem with building more than you need. The resources it requires. I don't even have any in there. Let's make 40 more of those. And that should maybe have me covered to set this up. And then my next pause is going to be quite long, apparently. Okay, so where was I at? Grab this out. That's conveyor, that's conveyor. These are drills. Okay, so I'm right here. Which means that was all the way around because this is a conveyor. Yep. All right, so let's start at the end and work all the way around with drills. And this is why I made my area so large, because I wanted to go overboard and make myself a big hole. Might come back and use this hole for a bunker after I've emptied out all of the ore in it. Who knows? We'll see. But getting this drill rig up, we'll be finishing the outpost and will now have me the most important part of my infrastructure here as well. Let's see. That's definitely going to be big enough, I think. Let's go back into our control panel here. Let me land so I'm not burning H2. First, let's check all the pistons. Those are all named. All of the downs should have share inertial tensor on. And we're going to do a negative 0.002. This is made so that I can leave this running while I'm doing something, like playing something on the Switch. KOTOR, there's a great game to play on the Switch. And just have that doing its thing. Over here, we'll do the same, but it's going to be positive, so 0.002. All right, now we need our rotor. Label that as drill spin, give it inertial tensor on. And for right now, we're going to lock the rotor, but I am going to just put that on a nice slow spin once everything is put together. Speaking of, I think it's time for me to go ahead and pause this up again and get all of this built. The rig is going to work fine. I'm also probably going to be switching out my visibility light over here for warning lights, much like I did there on the most of my wind power. Ow. Okay, there's another little bash of myself. And back in a second for you, probably about 30 minutes for me. That's a lot of materials to print out. I'm probably going to have to go back in for hand mining. All right, so I have a little bit of time without the storm, and that's beautiful. And a little bit of housekeeping to go on the outside here before I go inside and set the rest of this up. Actually, let me go turn off that BNR. It's not even set up to do anything out here anymore because this is technically the rig complete. I can put cargo out here if I want, but at the same time, this chain of conveyors goes all the way back. So I think I'm just going to put like 4 large cargo containers over here and stretch the awning out over those and call it good. But I'll probably put those in and finish that up in between episodes while I'm getting ready to take off. In the meantime, though, I did go ahead and put on some lights around here at a 16-meter radius so that we can see at the bottom of the hole without our own light. Speaking of, I can turn that off. I also put some lights on either side of the rotor, as well as up here. I'm going to try to get those set up to let us know when the rig is in operation, but that might be at the beginning of next episode when I show that logic off, because it's going to take me a minute to figure out exactly how to pull it off. In any case, I've got a drill group now, which is the lazy 36 drills, because there are 36 of these things on here. And the housekeeping I was talking about needing to do before going inside is setting the velocity on the rotation. So let's go back to the rotor for drill spin. Unlock the rotor. And let's give it 0.01 rotation speed. How's that going to be? Is it working? From the side, do I see any rotation? It appears as though no. Easy way to check this is just to sit here, get myself leveled out. Yes, it is rotating, but that's too slow of a rotation. So back to the rotor. Spin, the velocity. Let's go 0.1. There we go. With how slow we're going down, that's probably going to be about what we want. I could probably go faster on this. Yeah, let's go with 0.3. Again, it's control click on the bar to be able to just put the numbers in themselves, which is much better. And now I can go back to the rotor and I should be able to lock it to stop. Yep. So that's how I'll start and stop the rotation, since I've got the right speed now. And the rest of what we're doing is going to be in the control room. Yay, I get to use the control room for something. And with no storm here, I might even be able to see to use the control room for something. Oh yeah, we absolutely can see. So I'm going to go to page 2, groups. Well, let's go ahead and put on the drills off and on number 2. Go back to all blocks, rotor, set that to number 1. Where's lock, unlock? Rotor lock on, off. All right, so it's got those. I'll probably need page 3 overall for the pistons, because I think there's 8 of them in total. There are 8 of them in total. So let's grab up 1 on number 1. We want reverse. These could be grouped, but I like going through them one at a time, because sometimes I might come in here and mess with their velocity and just get it done and over with quickly. But mostly, I just like hitting all the different buttons. So get them all set up on here. And then I can go back to groups. And for the time being, that's the warning lights from the other thing. I can turn these on manually. So I've got everything else is turned on already. So I'll turn on my red operation lights and push all the buttons. And that velocity is going to be completely imperceptible from this range. And I can't really zoom it in from this view. And it's going to be hard to see that velocity from up close. But again, this is so I can wander off and do something else, watch videos, talk to people on Discord. My Discords are in the description of all of my latest videos. And just let this mine run. Fortunately, everything runs a lot smoother when I'm not recording, which is why I've been doing so much in between episodes. I can get more done. But yeah, got my red warning lights here. You can't see them very well in the daytime without a storm, but I put them in because of the storms. And you are able to see that each piston is moving. Overall, if I'm just sitting still, you slowly see it moving down away from my crosshair, that little crosshatch section there. It's very, very slow, and that's because I can have all those pistons running and not even think about it or be here, which I highly recommend, because you're going to get more ore the slower it's going to. And since it's rotating and the drills themselves cover so much area anyway, do a nice little checkerboard pattern under here, drills and conveyors, and just let that run. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let this run for a while. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of what I get up to, which hopefully will be some more Mech Warrior soon, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, have a good one.